What's up YouTube, Capital G here. Got an excellent duel for you guys to check out. There are two things that definitely are going to be showcased in this duel. Number one, stories of the demise of ABC have been greatly exaggerated, mainly by me, because I did say the deck was pretty much dead. I don't think that it's actually dead after seeing it in action and, realizing that you can easily supplement cards like Union Hangarin. There's also some other spicy tech in this deck that make the deck function really well. Maybe not as well as it did before, but I don't think ABC is actually a dead deck because there are other cards that kind of mitigate you only having one copy of A Assault Core. And the second is going to be the PK Link Monster, and how PK's got a significant boost from this card because it is definitely real. So let's go ahead and roll this. I think ABC are up first, and if I cough during this video, I'm still sick, but YouTubers always gotta work. Brilliant Fusion, obviously really good, getting those double summons. Goes for Proxy Dragon. C and B are going to be activated, I believe. Now this was interesting, right? Because he activated B, you usually expect that to search an ABC piece, but instead he got this card, Heavy Neck Support Armor, and I believe that this actually, was this in that structure deck? I'm not sure what set this came out of, but this is a card that when you normal summon, it acts like a Wolf Bark for another Union monster, so it's actually really good in ABC, gives you two monsters on field instantly, and I think he dropped his A into the graveyard with the copy of Brilliant Fusion, so boom, he's gonna normal summon it, gets two more Bs on the, two Bs on the field, gets some more searches, goes for Sayuja Skull Dread, summons ABC Buster Dragon or Dragon Buster, whatever, and then he equips it with B. And all in all, I think that this was a pretty good turn one, especially because he has that Union Scramble set, and he has three ABC pieces banished. He can get them all back to the field. Now, maybe he should have went for Borlo Dragon, or let's see what Link monsters he actually has, if he has any, like, really big Link 4s. Okay, not any other Link 4s, but I don't know. Maybe Borlo Dragon should be what he has in there, but regardless, I still think that's a pretty decent board. So, Forstrix is actually going to be knocked out by ABC, and this was actually a really cheeky play. What he does is he reborns his opponent Seraphonite just for the extra normal summon. Like, I like that play right there. And he's gonna go Boots, then he goes for Werewolf and Birdman. That gets him the Cherubini, drop Ancient Cloak in the graveyard to search. Searches Brigadine and activates it, and this is cool, right? Because now he has two dark monsters on the field. These link values equal 3. He can actually summon the PK Link monster, and he actually does exactly what I thought people might do sometimes, which is just get two copies of Fog Blade so that you have a lot of defensive prowess. He is going to go Union Scramble during the end phase. I think he should have used, to be honest here, nah, I'm trolling. I was gonna say he should have used ABC Buster Dragon, but he already used it on Forstrix. Okay, so I'm trolling. Anyways, let's see what he's going to do. I think he needs to get rid of the back row. He knows he's playing into two Fall Blades. Not exactly easy. Looks like he wants to go for Deco Talker to try to maybe get rid of one of those if it tries to target something. But he definitely has a lot of like monsters on board. Goes for Underclock Taker. Although I don't know, man. Maybe giving up a sorry to Skull Dread for a Deco, not the best play. But Phantom Knight. Fall Blade number 1 is activated, Buster Dragon negates, and then, well, Buster Dragon doesn't negate, it tries to banish it. He activates number 2, that gets negated by Deco Talker, and now he did a pretty good job here. He got rid of everything, but I think the question here, and obviously extra deck space is always a problem, but he goes into Tornado Dragon. I actually wonder, maybe do you go for number 41? Obviously, if you play Abyss Dweller, that's the best card to go into. He's not playing Abyss Dweller, but if he did, that would probably be GG no Re. At this point, I think you just have to settle on Tornado Dragon, knowing it's not the best play, but I guess it is a decent play. Unfortunately, it's not going to do much because he instantly is just going to summon the Link Monster back off of the Fall Blade. Really nice that the PK Link Monster can just activate its effect without being Link summoned. Now, that set card is susceptible to just being blown up by Tornado Dragon, which I think he's going to do anyways. 2 PKs hit the field. He's like, I better go ahead and pop this card, and he is probably going to go for the Phantom Knights of Breaksword. Now, since the Phantom Knights of Breaksword was Exceed Summon to a link point this card points to, this is why it's so nice that this card has a link point that doesn't just point down. He is going to try to pop a card on the field. Deco Talker is just going to take care of that, so he gets out of here with the Deco Talker, and then he's activating the copy of the Breaksword. That's going to be banished, so you're looking at it, you're like, all right, Cap, he's playing defense kind of well. Let's see exactly what's going to happen, though. He's going to go for Breaksword number 2, and this is where it's going to get real. Breaksword number 2 is going to bring back the materials. They're both going to be level 4s now. Goes in for Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon, and he's going to try to Ghost Ogre. He's going to try to Ghost Ogre, but little does he know, he's had the Phantom Knights of Launch in his hand the entire time, so Ghost Ogre not going to find its mark. This means he can bring out Dark Requiem Dragon, and then all he has to do, activate a couple more cards from his graveyard, get a Surge. I think that is Sword. Yeah, he activates our Phantom Knight Sword from the graveyard. He's going to bring back his Breaksword, and he's going to rank that one up as well. So many rank up plays. Damn you, Decode Talker. You betrayed us. Why you got to have an upward pointing arrow? This was that upward pointing arrow is what allowed this play to happen, by the way. If he didn't have an upward pointing arrow, none of this would have happened. This means he can make Supreme King Dark Rebellion Dragon. How many times do you see Dark Rebellion Dragon, Supreme King Dark Rebellion Dragon, and Dark Requiem Dragon all summoned in the same turn? I'm guessing that it's not going to happen very often. And then he's able to actually punch. No, wait, no, I'm trolling. It's not game. Oh my god, I lied. It's not game. He actually gets an ABC Buster Dragon, but Dark Requiem can negate. My bad. I'm trolling here. I actually thought it was game. He gets a Scramble Union effect to add B back to his hand, which he then sets. Okay, now it's game. Oh my goodness. I'm trolling. I totally forgot that it wasn't game there. But I think that both decks definitely proved that they have a little bit of firepower, and ABC they're not nearly as bad as what everybody thinks. It's not quite as easy as it was before. I'm not sure if I like transmodifying the deck, because that means you're probably running Galaxy Soldier, right? I was never that big of a fan of, like, in Master Rule 4, yeah, like the Galaxy Soldier ABC deck can work, but in Master Rule for pre-Master Rule 4, like, okay, that can work because you can drop ABC and Infinity turn 1, but like, no, I don't know about that anymore. But I definitely think ABC can work, and then you saw what PK can do at the at the top of this duel. So I think I'll just pause right now and I'll show you guys what the deck looks like. The decks look like. Okay, let's go ahead and start off with ABC. We knew it was a Brilliant Fusion version of ABC because we did see that activated in its turn 1. As I thought, because we saw Transmodify, it is actually a Galaxy Soldier version, which means, well, it was kind of alluded to. I saw Infinity in the extra deck, and I was like, why would he run Infinity if he wasn't running Galaxy Soldier? I'm not really high on this version anymore, but I can kind of understand why he's running it. I feel like Galaxy Soldier mainly needs to be ran in Galaxy and in Cyber Dragons, not so high on it on ABC. I get that you can discard the ABC pieces to summon it, and that kind of works, but I don't know, I feel like you just need to worry about having more replacements for a Assault Core. Like, think about this, right? Let's say he dropped these 5 cards. Yeah, his turn ones might not be more explosive, but what if he would have just had like a Solemn Strike to back up his turn 1 field of Saryuja Skull Dread plus like Buster Dragon? I kind of feel like maybe you need more defensive cards, even though I guess you can technically use Union Scramble as somewhat of a defensive card. Doesn't stop your opponent. It might stop attacks or something like that. He's got some light cards that are hand traps. I imagine worst case scenario, you can use these for a Brilliant Fusion as a light. That's why he probably runs these in particular, but in general, I kind of feel like drop these 5 cards, play some Solemns or Impermanences, just some more cards to keep your field protected, your Buster Dragon, because he's only running, well, no, excuse me, I saw this one over here. I'm like, wait, he's only running 1 Buster Dragon? He's still running 3 Buster Dragons. The point is, you're not making Buster Dragon 3 times as much as you did before. Feel like you need to work more on consistency, but I think that this deck, the ABC build, like, I think that there are some good techs in here, like this Heavy Mech Support Armor. This is a good card. I think that Union Scramble, that's a good card too. It's just, I don't know, maybe you need you know what, if you also drop these cards, you can fit some more rank 4s in. That definitely would have helped as well. And then we'll go ahead and we'll look at the PK deck. PK deck almost looks almost kind of looks like a Burning Abyss deck. Like, look just like how many level 3s are up in here, man. It's almost, identical to like what Burning Abyss would do. I like the Raid Raptor Lastrix. Did I call this thing I feel like I called this thing Forstrix in the duel. Forstrix is the Exceed monster, but I think I called it Forstrix. This is used to go into like big spiders and just really like your real big Exceed monsters that you generally don't summon. They're mainly just beat sticks. I think you can't do damage the turn that that you use on Lastrix effect, but if you can keep that that big boss monster on the field, then you can just kill your opponent with that. Everything else is, you know, PKs don't have that many main deck monsters, so you're going to run the 3 best ones: Ragged Gloves, Ancient Cloak, and Silent Boots. And then the rest of these are just, you know, dark monsters, monsters that are level 3, monsters that help you go into Dante, that help you go into Breaksword, that help you go into Cherubini, and that help you go into the new Link monster, which is not on YGO Pro 2 yet, or at least I haven't updated it yet, so I don't have it on here. I think that his trap lineup is really good. The PK trap cards are really cool because not only do they serve as defensive cards, but then they can special summon monsters from your graveyard as well. 3 copies of the Phantom Knights of Brigadine. That is a lot. I'm not sure if that's overkill or not, because you can't activate it from the hand, or yeah, you can't activate it the turn that it was set if you have another trap card in the graveyard, if I'm not mistaken. It's also a hard once per turn, so, but I guess it is kind of searchable, and you can set it in this deck from the Link monster. 3 copies of the Phantom Knights of Launch, the rank up card we saw this use, 2 of them in a single turn, which definitely brought the hammer down. But you know, these are just some fun decks to mess around with. How good will PKs be when we end up getting the legendary hero decks? I guess we'll just have to wait to find out.